Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, it looks like there's a very good chance George Kambosos' next opponent will either be Gervonta Tank Davis or Devin Haney. The WBA, they're doing their part to clean up the sport. They're eliminating all of the useless belts that they carried before. They want it to be just one champion, one WBA belt for their organization, which is how it's supposed to be. The WBA, they had 55 belts, and now they're trying to bring that down to 17 belts. Once again, one belt per division. This means eventually Gervonta Tank Davis, who carries one of those WBA belts, he will be ordered to fight against the other WBA champion, George Kambosos. But at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to who George Kambosos wants to fight. He has many options. One of the other options I forgot is Lomachenko, who's also going to be one of his mandatories. And then there's a fourth option, which really shouldn't be an option. This is just someone that George Kambosos, he wants to fight just as bad as Jojo Diaz wanted to fight him, and that's Ryan Garcia. George, he said, hopefully Ryan Garcia comes back in maybe January. He gets a fight, and then we could look at that possible fight. But that's not realistic. Ryan is not scheduled to fight anyone. Ryan is not negotiating with anyone. He won't be fighting anytime soon. Ryan did come out and say that he'll be fighting against Kambosos next. George already knows there's no way he can turn down a Tank Davis, a Devin Haney fight to fight Ryan Garcia. It makes absolutely no sense. Not only that, but he's going to make less money fighting against Ryan Garcia than he will make fighting against Gervonta Tank Davis or Devin Haney. Now, when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis, the reason why that fight may not happen is because George, he keeps talking about how the fight has to be in Australia, and Team Davis, they said that they're not fighting in Australia. The fight would have to be in Las Vegas because that's where the fight makes sense. I'm starting to think these belts that George Kambosos got from Teofimo are cursed, because there's a very good chance that George can be giving up the belts right away, just like Teofimo Lopez did. George is almost in the same situation that Teo was in, where almost every fight that's out there is a very, very difficult fight to win. Once again, Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, Lomachenko, and Ryan Garcia is not realistic, so that's not going to happen. All of those fights are going to be extremely dangerous fights for George Kambosos. Now, George Kambosos, he said before the Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz fight that he was going to fight Devin Haney next. The closer we got to the fight, that's when George's energy changed, and then he started saying, it depends on how he performs. I don't want to see him dancing around, moving around the ring. I want to see some action, etc., etc. He said he's got to show me something, right? So Devin Haney, he goes in there, he puts on a great performance. In fact, it was such a great performance that George Kambosos said that Devin Haney, he performed better than Gervonta Tank Davis did, which sounds like he's basically admitting that Gervonta Tank Davis, or Devin Haney rather, would be the most difficult challenge, which is coincidentally the exact same thing that Ryan Garcia said on multiple occasions. He said that Devin Haney is the toughest challenge out of the final four. But it's going to be very, very difficult for George Kambosos to justify turning down a Devin Haney fight, because Devin, out of everyone, is most likely going to give George Kambosos everything that he wants. A big payday, a fight in Australia, and he will most likely also allow George to be the A side. In this B-roll footage that I'm playing right here, actually George Kambosos, a lot of people didn't catch it, but he kind of mumbled that to Devin Haney. He said, I got to get the bigger slice of the pie too, right? And Devin Haney said, we're going to make it make sense. So once again, if Devin gives George every single thing that he wants, which makes it extremely difficult to once again justify turning down the fight. Let's see what George Kambosos decides to do. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at South Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP. And I saw some pictures of some guys, before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention. So I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, South Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, can you fix this? And, he pretty much said, no problem. My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, South Carolinas, to get this done.
An important message from Youth Fountain Laboratory, makers of VasoFlux and VasoFlux for Men. If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Blackout. Blackout is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856. And remember, to help unclog veins and arteries, get the Blackout.